Hi, my name is Sunil Fernandez and I'm here to do a quick review of what happened in the stock markets today. It was one of the most volatile days ever that the stock exchanges have seen, both the BSE and the NSE. And let's tell you what happened through the course of the day. It was an amazing day in terms of volatility. We have never seen this kind of volatility ever. So the markets began at 9:15 and by 9:21, there was a quick circuit filter. What is the meaning of the circuit filter? The Nifty hit 10%. That's it. It fell as much as 10%. And when there's a circuit filter and when the index falls 10% like the Nifty did, we see that the stock exchanges tend to close the trading for 45 minutes. So this is what happened. By 9:21, the Nifty fell almost 10% and the circuit filter was applied and the markets had to be closed for about 45 minutes. So it was not until 10:21 that the markets reopened. So after a 10% fall in the Nifty, the markets opened after 45 minutes and opened at around 10:05, but again there was a pre-opening session at 10:05 and regular trading once again began at 10:21. Now when the markets began at 10:21, gradually what kept happening was that the S&P futures, they started going higher. So the Nifty also started to trend higher. So from a 10% fall, the Sensex and the Nifty gained as much as 5% quickly. So which means there was a 15% gain from the day's low level. Now let's tell you what happened. So the Sensex hit a low of 29,388 points. That was a 10% fall and then gradually recovered to end the day at 34,103 points, which means it gained almost 14% from the lows of the day. But overall the indices were very weak for the entire week. If you see, the markets were ended the week much lower, almost 11.5% lower for the entire week. So in any case, the Sensex finally ended the day at 34,103 points, a gain of around 4%, and the Nifty also gained around 365 points. That's a gain of between 3.8 to 4%. So the markets ended the day eventually higher. Now, if you see the fall in the benchmark indices, it's significant when we compare it to what happened on Jan 20th. On Jan 20th, the BSE Sensex hit a high of 42,273 points. And today, if we see, the index has closed at 34,103 points, the Sensex. That is still a knock of 19.42%. Let me repeat that again for you. On Jan 20th, the Sensex closed at 42,273 points. Today, March 13th, it's closed at 34,103 points. That's a fall of 19.42% from a historic high that we've seen on Jan 20th. So in a span of less than 2 months, we have seen a knock of almost 20% or 19.42% on the Sensex, which is a very big amount. Let's tell you what happened in trade today. So we had a whole lot of stocks falling to lower circuit limits, many of them crashing, index stocks crashing 10, 15, 20%. A stock like Kotak Mahindra Bank in the initial trade was down 20%. But as the markets gradually recovered, most of the banking stocks recovered. And what led the rally today was State Bank of India, that jumped along with HDFC Bank, and this is what led to a sharp rally. So we had HDFC Bank, HDFC, State Bank of India, Reliance, which did not participate in the initial part of the gains, managed in the last 1 hour to gain significant ground. Some of the stocks that fell today despite whopping gains in the market was the stock of UPL, Hero MotoCorp, Nestle, Z and Asian Paints. Remember, when the markets have been falling for the last few days, some stocks like Asian Paints have shown remarkable resilience, and but today it really fell when the markets gained. So it's acted in a reverse manner today. One of the reasons why Asian Paint did not fall in the last few trading sessions was largely to do because of fall in crude prices. one of the key inputs for the company is related to crude prices. So when crude falls, a company like Asian Paints tends to gain, its margins tend to improve. So it has been resilient in a falling market, but today it came crashing down, though the markets gained substantially. Going ahead, it's likely to be very volatile in the next week, and largely the markets are going to react to what is happening in the US markets. Remember, the US markets had also closed yesterday after a circuit filter was breached. So we had the Korean markets today falling after the circuit filter was breached. We had the Japanese market following similarly, and the US Dow, the US markets fell yesterday, and a circuit limit was imposed after the fall was too steep. Overall, it looks like the volatility may stay. The European markets are also trading higher today in line with the US Dow futures, but we believe that the volatility will be there, and most of the markets, including the Asian markets and the Indian markets, will react to what is happening across the globe. So what has the fall got to do? The fall has largely been on account of the coronavirus and the spread of coronavirus. However, in the last, today we saw some recovery, largely because there are hopes that there would be quantitative easing, more quantitative easing done by some of the leading economies, including the US, Japan, and Europe. So this kind of fueled some recovery today in the stock markets. So we have to wait and watch what happens next week. Investors are likely to keenly watch what happens in the US markets, because most of the global markets tend to take cues from the US market. So if US markets tend to be weak in the next week, we might see some more fall for the stock markets. For the time being, today was a respite from the sharp fall we have seen, and all's well that ends well. Thank you for watching, and keep viewing our videos. We'll come out with another one on Market Roundup on Monday. Thank you so much.